Hi, this is Harvey, and this seems like a really good time for a story. Well, when I was just a little boy, I did things that I'm not sure you like to do. I used to like to run and jump in mud puddles. Yeah, I know. That's weird, isn't it? I'd like to run up hills and down hills. I like to roll on the grass. Well, I'll tell you what, we lived in this house that was right next to a big canal. Well, a canal is like a river, but this canal was interesting because the rivers usually are kind of low down. Well, this canal had water that was higher up than our lawn, than our grass was. Isn't that interesting? The banks of this canal were built up so that the water would run higher up in elevation. So there's an interesting thing that you can do is take this great. My daddy took this great big pipe, great big hose, and he had a playground ball that he had with that. Well, he had a rope tied around the end of that pipe, that big hose, and he lowered that down all the way into the water, and he jammed the playground ball in the end of that, so it was full of water. He came running up and over that road, and he dumped the water right down in a ditch, and that ditch went all around our yard. That's the way we watered our lawn. We didn't use a sprinkler, but we used the water from this ditch. And I'll tell you that it was so much fun because the water would get really like deep like this. For us, that was deep. But we could take an air mattress and put it on there and run and slide on that air mattress. Sometimes we'd take a rope and somebody would run ahead and you could ride on that air mattress like water skiing on your own yard. Well, one of the interesting things that happened was there were great big worms in the ground, and they didn't like the water, I think, that covered up their homes, so they'd come out to see what was going on, and we would collect big piles of these worms all on the sidewalk. And so one day I was collecting these big worms. We call them night crawlers. And so friends of ours came to visit. One of those friends was a classmate of mine. It was a sweet young girl that was, I think she might have even been in my grade. But I think I was in third grade at the time. And so she came out to the front yard to see what we were doing. Well, I'm not sure what went on. I can't really remember, but my older brother started teasing this girl. And so, you know what? She didn't like that too well. So she finally got frustrated enough that she turned and she stuck out her tongue right at my brother. And I was feeling like, wow, I'm not getting very much attention over here. Here, my older brother is teasing this girl. And I'll tell you what, maybe I need to get some attention. So what I did, you would never believe it. I picked up one of those long worms, and I took it and I flung it, and I thought I could make it go right past her face. Well, it didn't get all the way past her face because that worm hung right over her, landed right on her tongue, and just dangled there. And she looked surprised, and my brother looked surprised, and I sure felt surprised. And she went, ew! Oh, wiped that old worm gruck off her tongue, and she didn't look very happy about that. She went running in the house, and I felt bad about that. I felt guilty because I liked that girl. I thought she was nice. Well, ever after that, She seemed to be okay and be a friend of mine, but I always felt guilty about bothering her with that worm. So it was one of those things that it was like, wow, that changed the nature of my friendship, my ability to be a good friend to her, because I felt guilty about that. And so there's this verse that's really interesting. It says, "Be ye kind one to another." Be kind to each other. Isn't that a good thing to do? Because you know what? If we're kind to each other, then we have no reason to have our friendship interrupted. We can still be good friends and not have that guilt interrupt that process. And that is the story for today. I hope you have a good day. Thank you so much.